Hello to all my fellow proud Indians and welcome back to Soldiers of India. In today's video, Colonel Amardeep Singh Sir is going to talk about something I often wonder as a civilian. How do soldiers of India deal with death? How do they train their mind to accept the fact that this is a life-threatening job? How do they go on with an operation or training or whatever it is that they're doing when they lose a course mate or a jawan or a colleague right in front of their eyes? How do you deal with this? What do you tell yourself? How do you not break down in that moment? How do you not get scared in that moment? How do you gather the courage to still lead your men in that moment? So we'll be talking to us exactly about that, and we will also discuss a tweet of Sir's that went viral and was shared over 10 lakh times. Let's head straight into the interview.
Some people lost their lives also in the initial days. Some people have lost life after getting commissioned. One gentleman we lost in sixth term. He had a fever, high fever, and in the cross country, his name was Deepak Mudgal, and he died in India itself.
Oh my God.
So he was the first. He was the first this thing, and then when we went to IMA, I think four of my postmates they died in the air crashes in the Air Force Academy. So that is the first time at that young age you come face to face with life and death. So I think that makes you stronger. That makes you more humble, and that makes your resolve much stronger. That okay, yeah.
But at such a young age, sir, when you see your batchmates losing their life, how do you deal
Yeah.
with that? How do you train your mind to understand that this is now a part of your life and you have opted for a life threatening job? How do you make peace with it?
See, firstly, you're trained, you learn to detach yourself. You're trained very hard. And you realize that, okay, when you are taken to the range and you fire the first bullet, you realize that this bullet enemy could have fired at me. So you are psychologically being conditioned for those kind of hardships. And then you are a unit, you are in a group, and you keep reading in the newspapers. So psychologically, I think slowly you're made to accept that this is going to be part of your life. Yes, a coastmate dying, somebody whom you know were dying. I lost my company commander in Kupada in an operation. He got a gunshot wound in the head. So I think very closely you saw death. But again, you are so well trained, and you know that beyond after you there is no hope for the country. You are the last hope for a country which is 1.3 billion.
Exactly.
So
So, sir, does
it is not very easy to cope up with.
yeah.
But then you make adjustments psychologically. You are aware कि ऐसा हो सकता है.
But like losing someone, like you mentioned that you lost a company commander in an operation, क्या मतलब बाद में ये थॉट्स आते होंगे कि काश मैंने ये कर दिया होता तो शायद वो बच जाते, या मतलब हाउ डू यू डील विद डेथ ऑफ नियर एंड डियर वंस, पीपल हु यू आर लिविंग विथ, doing everything with, have gone through so many
See,
hardships with? How do you deal with it?
post-traumatic stress (PTSD) is a term that the US and the West has coined. Uh, Post-traumatic stress disorder. That means some people, like if you watch movies of Vietnam or World War II, and I have seen very artillery shells falling very close to our post. So they shock you, and they will try and shake you up. But your training with the battalion, with your boys, and your basic values, they will stand in very good stead. They hold you. But certainly, like you said, my company commander, he died on my brother's birthday. That means it was 20th April. I had planned to go to Kupada. There was just one STD booth in Kupada then, and I thought I'll just be able to make a call because letters were not going or whatever. There are a whole lot of things that are there, and you are sucked into an operation. And by the time you reach that site, company commander is already dead. He's not there, and the terrorists are trapped. We killed 11 terrorists in that operation, 10 Afghanis and one Pakistani. Can you imagine the kind of violence that would have taken place? and we recovered two GPMGs, machine guns, long range machine guns, seven AK-47s, four pistols, and some 6,000 live rounds. And they were firing since 8 in the morning. And this operation was declared closed at around 3 in the afternoon. So even now, I think of that day, that things could have happened differently. But then you are trained and psychologically you are conditioned. Okay, if we start mourning somebody's death and if your morale goes down, then the enemy will become better than you and he will cause more casualties. So, as officers, as very seasoned soldiers, even JCOs and senior NCOs, they will get the company back together, because that is not the time to feel bad, because enemy is watching you, terrorists are watching you. So you are to that mourning, and you're feeling bad is a private affair. You cry. I cried when we lost one officer in Manipur where I was commanding. But that grief is a private affair. So you cannot be grieving in public. Your boys, they are drawing strength from you. They are drawing their confidence from you. So you can't be seen grieving. So you learn to grieve in private. Like now, one of my tweets went viral. I said I've given a tweet. I'll share that screenshot also with you.
Yeah.
It has been shared more than 10 lakh times on Instagram and Twitter.
Wow.
On LinkedIn. Yeah. So I'll share that tweet with you. Some people must have shared that also with you.
Yes.
So one lady put up on Twitter that today is my second day of isolation. I'm feeling very bad. Then I was forced to write that on Glacier, I stayed alone for 138 days. 98 days were intense firing with Pakistanis. And 138 days ke baad, I took bath.
What?
And I lost all my body muscles. I lost 19 kgs in 138 days. I was this thin. My waist had become 27 inches.
Oh my
So
God.
I said, yeah, our body can take so much.
Yeah.
Glacier Pay, I was staying at minus 50 degrees Celsius. After 11 months, you are in Rajasthan at plus 53. So 103 degrees Celsius change in temperature your body can withstand. So, sir, please don't give up. I just wanted to tell my followers and friends on Twitter and other places, ki don't give up. You're much stronger. So, what army training does to you, they will make you realize your own strengths, your own inner strength. So, how to deal with this grief is what training does to you. Okay. So that is what makes soldiers different from all others. Yes, we do celebrate our success, but we also take the losses in a stride. We are very, very dignified in grief also. I have not seen officers crying. I have not seen men crying. All of us are feeling bad, but I told you that the moment you start grieving, enemy will watch and he will cause more casualties. Correct. So I think this is one big lesson. Like just now, before this interview, we were trekking towards Missouri. I have a back injury. I can just walk, but I have confidence that I will just walk to Missouri and come back. So no challenge is so big, because psychologically you are conditioned so.
So they train your mind, and that's the most powerful thing. If the
Absolutely.
mind decides it, you can do anything.
See, people are doing free fall at 92 years of age.
Yeah.
Physically, I think 92 years of age, though half the population is in their graves.
Yeah.
But then you people hear people from Western countries, your own country. There is one Mr. Fauja Singh, who is a UK resident, who is a Sardar, and he was running a full marathon at 104 years of age.
Wow.
So it is not a body, it is a mind. So what military training does to you is they harden and toughen your mind. They prepare you psychologically. So not only just the physical part of the hardship, mental hardships, loss of near and dear ones, this also you learn to take in this stride. And I am thankful to the organization of having trained us so well.
Watch, like, and share this video. Let's together make India a less forgetful and a more grateful country. Jai Hind.